What's going on YouTube? So today I wanted to do a video about the 15 best logos in college football. So this is not just like the ones that look the coolest. I mean, obviously that has a little bit to do with it, but it's a combination of the most recognizable, most marketable, most traditional, and just the cleanest looking. Simplicity is a big thing with me. Again, this is my list. This is going off a couple things. Of course, as I do with all my videos like this, I go and look at a bunch of different lists. Just about the most marketable, most recognizable, and most creative college football logos. So if you notice a pattern here, a lot of these are traditional college football teams, very good teams, or just this isn't just for this is college sports in general actually. Obviously, college football has a big thing to do with it, biggest college sport. But anyway, go ahead and get started with the list. So I'm going to go from, like I said, 15 to 1. I don't have any just outside. I thought 15 was enough. So go ahead and start with number 15, North Carolina. So the interlocked NC, one of the more recognizable logos in college sports, one of the most recognizable in college basketball. They, very traditional logo. I'm a big fan of North Carolina's uniforms. I did not grow up a North Carolina fan. I was born and raised in North Carolina. Grew up hating UNC, but you can't argue with the traditionality of their logo. How well their uniforms look, obviously how famous the Carolina Blue is. So move on to number 14, Auburn. So the interlocking A and U. Now, very recognizable logo. The logo is very clean, very good looking, just for the simplicity of it. Again, marketable logo, recognized everywhere. And then number 13, Michigan. This one scores points not because of creativity, but just because of simplicity and just the recognition factor. So any team that can pull off a simple blue M deserves to be in the top 15. Again, no creativity to this whatsoever, but when you see that M, you know it's Michigan, and with how good they're doing this year, kind of bring back the pop to it, the credibility. So move on to number 12, Tennessee. Another one where they do have the power T, very recognizable logo everywhere, as long as you don't get it confused with the Texas T, and kind of embodies everything they do for football. If you guys have seen the Tennessee entrance, they run through the T. Pretty much every Tennessee logo involves just that one power T. Very, very clean looking, very good logo in my opinion. So move on to number 11, Ohio State. So this one just goes with the recognition factor, the marketability. If you walk around I'd say any big sports fan shop, you're going to see that logo everywhere at this point. Might be the most common logo in college sports right now just because of the amount of, fans that Ohio State has right now, the amount of momentum they've generated from doing well in both college basketball and college football. So move on to number 10, Penn State. So this is the first one on the list that really has any complexity to it. The Nittany line is very well done. It's very simple, but it still looks very good. Obviously they don't put the Nittany line on the helmet or anything. They go with the traditional helmets, traditional uniforms. But I do think that that logo embodies them very well. Obviously it took a little bit of a hit with the whole Sandusky thing, but still a very traditional, recognizable, and marketable logo. So move on to number 9, Michigan State. Again, a lot like Penn State's, very clean looking Spartan logo. I'm not talking about whatever. They do have like a green M, not that one. Talking about the Spartan, it is a very good looking logo. Again, very simple, very marketable. You can really slap it on anything. Obviously they have it on their helmets. Looks very good. So move on to number 8, Clemson. The tiger paw, the orange tiger paw specifically, again, one of the more recognizable logos in college sports. Not a very traditional school, obviously a very good college football team now, but when you're talking about them in the realm of the Michigans, Tennessees, Ohio States of the world, then obviously hasn't been as good for as long, but it is still a very recognizable logo nationwide. So move on to number 7, Florida. Now, again, talking about the regular Gator logo, this one has the most complexity of any team on this list, and I really do like the logo. It is a fan favorite. It is very popular, at least it used to be, with just with pretty much kids everywhere. Like The Gator was, I mean, at least when I was a kid, the Gator was cool. It meant, I mean, obviously it meant winning. Florida was a very trendy team to be a fan of. So move on to number 6, USC. I'm going with the interlocking S&C here. Again, recognizable. Mid-2000s was a very royal logo, meant a lot. At this point, it is tarnished a little bit, but still a very recognizable, very marketable logo. Move on to number 5, Miami. So obviously the U. Don't need to say much more than that. Through the mid 80s, through the mid 80s, all the way through the 90s and the early 2000s, the U meant a lot. It meant national championships. It meant talent. It meant being the bad boy of college football. All of that, and it became a very, very, very marketable logo throughout that span. Has lost a little bit of its luster as Miami's kind of fallen off in the last 10 years, but again, still, I'd say if not one of the top 3 most recognizable logos in college football. You could say it used to be the most recognizable, but at this point, yeah, it's still a very marketable logo, still a very recognizable logo, and probably the one that Miami will use till the day that football program's taken off the field. So move on to number 4, Oklahoma. So no complexity to this whatsoever, simple interlocking O and U. Now, this is definitely one of the top 3 most recognizable logos in college football. It symbolizes OU. It is everywhere plastered on that campus. It is just, when you see the OU, you know immediately who's looking at, or you know immediately what it means. You know that it means success in college football, tradition in college football. It embodies OU football. They really don't have any other logo. So obviously that is huge. It is on every part of their uniforms. They have the logo on their jerseys, on the little neck piece right here. They obviously have them on their helmets, and also have it on their pants. So again, very famous logo. Not any complexity to it, but very recognizable. So move on to number 3, Georgia. Again, a lot like OU, very recognizable. I really like the color scheme of Georgia. It seems like it wouldn't work, but it does. And the red and black outline with the G is very cool. I like it a lot. That logo has obviously been replicated. I mean, you could say they stole it from the Packers, but I can't remember looking back at the timeline. I'm pretty sure the Packers had it first. But Georgia definitely helped extend the marketability of that logo. That logo is everywhere now. There's a lot of high schools that have it. I believe Grambling State has the same logo. So it's not just for Georgia. It's just how marketable that one style G is everywhere. So move on to number 2, Notre Dame. Again, talking about the N and D here, not the Fighting Irish guy or anything like that. Very, very recognizable. This logo is everywhere. It's a lot like Ohio State's, where it's not it doesn't have the same symbolism to it as maybe the OU or the G, but very, very, very apparent pretty much everywhere. Again, recognizable by pretty much everyone who's a college sports fan. Means a lot. It is their traditional logo, and kind of symbolizes everything Notre Dame's about, which is tradition, winning, glory, pretty much all of that. The Notre Dame logo is not on their gold helmets, but again, kind of goes hand in hand. Notre Dame's not a very logo-heavy team. They don't really like to plaster it all over like OU does, but again, very marketable logo, a logo that you'll see everywhere. So moving on to number 1. This one's obvious to me, and it will be number 1 for the foreseeable future, even though they're struggling right now, and that's Texas. So the Longhorns, again, you will see it everywhere. It is, in my opinion, the most recognizable, the most marketable, one of the cleanest looking logos in the country. So being able to see you can see the horn on someone's car, t-shirt, even when they're doing the hook'em horns. You know what they're talking about. It symbolizes Texas football. They are the most profitable, not just college football team, but college sports team in the country, which stems a long way from their logo. Not too much. I mean, it's just perfect. It's a perfect amount of simplicity combined with complexity. It works very well. So yeah, I'm going to. I mean, obviously, you guys probably know what all these logos look like, but still, I did not put the logos in this video, so I'm just gonna put the list below, and then probably not in any particular order, but I will also give you guys links to logos if you do not know what they look like. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, just another fun video that I thought would be cool to do. If you have any other logos you think are cool, especially some like low-key ones, some non-Power 5 teams, some that you look like, or some that you think look pretty cool. A couple personal favorites of mine. I used to be, I don't know why, I just thought it looked cool. I used to be a big fan of the Toledo Rockets, their logo. I think that it works very well. I think that, again, they do have the rocket on it, but it just kind of works for Toledo. East Carolina, again, another one of my favorite logos. BYU, very traditional logo outside of the Power 5. So that's just a couple. But like I said, if you have any that are your favorite that you think that I left off the list, or you think one of these should not be on the list, then like I said, always like hearing the comments. So yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.